beautiful morning and I was walking inside of my campus. It's such a beautiful sunny day with a cold breeze.
Hey Jimin, my friend Taeyoung said. Hi Jimin replied. You came early today? Taeyoung asked. Yes, I had no work at home and I woke up early so I came early, Jimin replied. Oh nice, Taeyoung said. Why did you come early? Jimin asked. Jungkook had to go to his office early so he dropped me earlier than usual, Taeyoung replied. Oh okay, let's go to the class, Jimin said. Yeah, let's go, Taeyoung said. Let's give a quick intro. He is Park Jimin. He is 24 years old and a university student. He lives alone as his parents died 3 years ago. He was the only and lovely son of his parents who raised him with a lot of love and care, but now he also earns from a part-time job for his living. Obviously, he has to earn for his living needs. He have one friend in university who is Taeyoung. Taeyoung is 24 years old and he is married to Jungkook. Taeyoung told Jimin multiple times to stay with him, but Jimin didn't agree. He don't want to be a burden on Taeyoung or Jungkook. Though Jimin's earning isn't much, but it's enough for 2 times food. End of intro. Jimin was going back to his home by walk as it's recess time. He can't afford bus tickets money, that's why he was going by walk. Though Taeyoung told him to come with them, but Jimin said he liked to walk. He was going to his part-time workplace. He works in a small cafe near his house. He was walking on the road when he bumped into someone whose coffee split on his clothes. That man fell on the floor and yelled from the pain because of hot coffee. Sorry, I didn't mean, Jimin said. Are you a me? That man suddenly stopped after looking at Jimin's face, who was scared. Someone's pav. I was walking on the road when someone bumped into me. And my coffee split on my clothes. I hate it when someone bumped into me. I was yelling on that person when I looked at his face. I got lost in his beauty. Such a beautiful boy I've never seen before. When I first saw him, my heart did this crazy flip-flop thing in my chest. It was like time stood still for a moment, and all I could focus on was him. His smile lit up the room, and I couldn't help but feel a rush of excitement and nerves. All at once, every time our eyes met, it felt like there was this unspoken connection between us. Like we were the only 2 people in the world. Seeing him made me realize that sometimes, in the most unexpected moments, you find something truly special. End of someone's pav, Jimin's pav. When I laid eyes on him for the first time, it was like a scene from a movie. My heart started racing, and I swear I forgot how to breathe for a moment. His presence was magnetic, drawing me in without even saying a word. Every glance in his direction felt like a whirlwind of emotions, excitement, nervousness, and a hint of something I couldn't quite place. It was in that moment that I knew sometimes the universe has a way of bringing people into your life when you least expect it. End of Jimin's pav. That boy who fell on the floor was Yoongi. Yoongi, he is a psycho. He wasn't a psychopath, but he became because of something. Once he dated a guy and he did literally everything for that boy. His parents were against their love. He fought with his parents for that boy. His parents throw him out of the house because they couldn't believe their son is gay. Still, Yoongi stayed with that boy, but he ended up getting cheated. His boyfriend was using him just for money. After his parents throw him out, his boyfriend betrayed him. Yoongi's mental health got ruined and he started losing his mind. After that, because of his anger issues and his depression, he became a heartless mafia. But after he saw Jimin, he felt weird.
He felt a lot of emotions after years. He felt like keeping Jimin was him. End of introduction. I'm sorry, Jimin said.
It's okay, Yoongi said. Jimin bowed in front of him and went from there. You saw that guy. I want all informations about him, Yoongi said. Okay, boss, his guard said. He got up and went from there. Meanwhile, Jimin reached the cafe. Why are you late, Jimin? His friend 𝒏𝒂𝒻, who works with him, asked. I just got bumped into someone, Jimin said. Oh, but be careful. There's a psycho out there killing everyone, 𝒏𝒂𝒻 said. Really? Jimin asked. Yes, and if someone said something to him, he won't forgive them no matter what, 𝒏𝒂𝒻 said. Really? Do you ever saw him? Jimin asked. No, but I have a picture of him. Let me show you, 𝒏𝒂𝒻 said. 𝒏𝒂𝒻 showed him the picture and Jimin said. What the hell? I just got bumped into him and his coffee got split on his clothes, Jimin said. What, really? Was it him? 𝒏𝒂𝒻 asked. Yes, and even he didn't said anything to me, Jimin said. Maybe he was in a good mood. You're lucky, Jimin, 𝒏𝒂𝒻 said. You're right. Let's do our work now, Jimin said. Okay, 𝒏𝒂𝒻 said. They both starts to do their work. In Yoongi's mansion. Boss, we got all the information related to that boy, guard said. Give me, Yoongi said. Guard gave him the information and stood there. Yoongi read the information of Jimin and said, Bring this boy tomorrow to my mansion. I want him, Yoongi said. Okay, boss, guard said as he went from there. Now you'll be my little chick, Yoongi said while laughing like a psychopath. Time skips to the next day. Here Jimin was going back to his home after a tiring day. Jimin's 𝒑𝒄𝒉. I was going back to the home when I felt someone put tissue on my mouth and I got fainted. End of 𝒑𝒄𝒉.
Yoongi's room. Here Yoongi was sitting beside Jimin while looking at him. And he's so pretty, gosh, Yoongi said.
I want to do that to him. I can't control myself, Yoongi said. You know what a psychopath will do, so Yoongi let his intrusive thoughts win and did that to Jimin. After 1 hour, Jimin's 𝒑𝒄𝒉. I woke up with a heavy headache and heavy body pain. I opened my eyes and found myself in an unknown room. I looked around and then I looked at myself just to find myself an asterisk head. I looked at the floor just to see 𝐶** packets laying on the floor. And no, this can't be truth, Jimin said. Good morning, honey, Yoongi said while entering the room, with a tray full of food in his hand. Jimin looked at him and said, Why you, Jimin said. You remember me, Yoongi said. Why you did this, Jimin asked while grinning. Because I love you, Yoongi said. It's not love. You're just obsessed psychopath, Jimin yelled. In pretty face but mannerless kid, Yoongi said. Just let me go, you psycho, Jimin said. You've to stay here for rest of your life now because you're my husband, Yoongi said. What? Jimin said. Yoongi showed him their marriage papers where was Jimin's them on agreement. Don't yell on your husband or you'll get punished, baby boy, Yoongi said. Jimin didn't say anything. Now eat this, Yoongi said. He sat beside Jimin and took a spoonful of soup. I don't want to eat, Jimin said. Eat, Yoongi said. Jimin turned his face on the other side. Yoongi grabbed his chin harshly and made him eat all the soup. Time skips after several days. In these days, Yoongi used to behave badly with Jimin. But sometimes he cares a lot about Jimin. Sometimes he used to buy gifts for Jimin and sometimes he used to mistreat him. Jimin didn't know why, but when Yoongi cared about him, Jimin started falling for him. Here Jimin was standing in the balcony. I can't understand what's going on in my life, Jimin said. I feels like falling for him, but on the next moment he behaved bad, Jimin said. There's something wrong with him. No one can be a psychopath like this, Jimin said. Something bad must happen to him. I needs to know, Jimin said. What are you doing here? Yoongi said from the behind as he hugged Jimin. Nothing, Jimin said. It's cold here, let's go down, Yoongi said. He picked Jimin like a koala and Jimin said. I can walk, Jimin said, but I want to pamper my love, Yoongi said. Yoongi, can I ask you something? Jimin said. Let's go down first, Yoongi said. He bring Jimin downstairs to their shared bedroom. In the bedroom, what you want to ask? Yoongi asked. Are you hiding something from me? Jimin asked. What do you know? Yoongi asked. Don't get me wrong, but everyone out there calls you psycho. Why? Jimin asked. Because I kill people who betrays others, Yoongi casually replied. But why? Jimin said. Why are you so curious? Yoongi asked. I accepted it, Yoongi, that I'm your life partner now. I want to know, tell me. I can help to heal you, Jimin said as he held Yoongi's hands in his own and caressed them. Yoongi looked at Jimin and for a second he thought, how can he hurt such a pure soul? No one ever said this to Yoongi, not even his parents, but Jimin did. That's why he got a little emotional. Yoongi took a deep breath and stated his whole past story. Jimin truly felt bad for him. That's why I kill those who betrays other, Yoongi said. But is it a solution? Jimin said. No, but I feels good, Yoongi said. Yoongi, it's everyone's personal matter. What if someone kill me then? Jimin asked. Shut up, don't ever say this. I won't let it happen, Yoongi said. Why, do you love me or are you just obsessed? Jimin said, I don't know. I can't understand this feeling, Yoongi said. Come inside, Jimin said. Suddenly some people came inside and held Yoongi. What are you doing? Leave me, Yoongi yelled. Yoongi, I'm sorry, but you need to get treatment. Yoongi, I love you and I'll wait for you to come back, Jimin said. He leaned to Yoongi and kissed him on his lips. Jimin, you can't do this with me. I love you, Yoongi said. No, you don't. You need to be treated and I'll wait for you. Take him, Jimin said. They took Yoongi outside. I'll wait for you, Yoongi, Jimin said. 2 years later, here Jimin was sitting on the bench inside a park. Such a beautiful day, and it's your birthday today, Yoongi, Jimin said. I still waits for you. I hope you'll come back soon, Jimin said. Suddenly, a little boy came to him and gave him chocolate. Why did you give me this, kid? Jimin asked. That uncle told me, uncle, that kid said as he rushed from there. Jimin looked in the direction where the kid pointed and saw a man standing there with his back facing Jimin. Jimin went to him and patted his shoulder. Jimin's pav. I went to that man to ask why he gave me this, but as soon as that man turned, my eyes got widened. It was none other than Yoongi, my Yoongi. I saw him standing in front of me smiling. It's the first time I saw him smiling. End of pav. Missed me, love? Yoongi asked. Why, Yoongi, you? Jimin said. Yes, me. I came back to you, Yoongi said. Are you okay now? Jimin asked. Yes, and thank you, Jimin, because of you I got to know not. Everyone is the same as my ex and I truly love you, Yoongi said. Jimin hugged Yoongi and said, I missed you a lot, Jimin said. I miss you more, Yoongi said, while smiling creepily. Then they went to their home. In the living room, here Jimin was watching the news when he saw the stranging news. A psychopath run from the mental hospital and killed everyone there. Suddenly, Yoongi came and sit beside Jimin. What is this news? You were in this hospital, right? Jimin asked. No, they shifted me after 1 year, Yoongi said. Oh, then I'm glad that you're safe, Jimin said. Jimin hugged him and said, I love you, Jimin said. I love you more, Yoongi said, while smiling like a psychopath. The end. There won't be any next part or bonus part. Lots of one-shots have creepy ending. Because we are tired of happy endings, we aren't in Disney.